Herod the Great, c. 73 BCE 4 BCE, was a Roman client king of Judea, remembered both for his monumental building projects and for his ruthless and paranoid reign. He ruled over Judea from 37 BCE until his death and is one of the most controversial figures in Jewish and biblical history. His legacy is a blend of grandeur and tyranny, a king who brought stability and splendor, yet whose reign was marred by bloodshed and cruelty. Early life and background. Herod was born around 73 BCE in Idumea, south of Judea. He was the son of Antipater the Aegimean, a high-ranking official under the Hasmonean dynasty and an ally of the Roman Republic. Although Idumeans were not ethnically Jewish, they had been converted to Judaism generations earlier, and Herod was raised in the Jewish faith. His father's political skills brought the family close to Roman power. After Julius Caesar made Antipater the procurator of Judea, Herod became governor of Galilee at the age of 25. Even at this early stage, Herod showed a mixture of military competence and political brutality, suppressing banditry with such ferocity that he was summoned before the Sanhedrin. However, due to his Roman backing, he was never convicted. Rise to power. Herod's rise to kingship occurred during a period of intense Roman civil wars. After the assassination of Julius Caesar in 44 BCE, Herod aligned himself with Mark Antony. The Roman Senate, influenced by Antony, declared Herod king of the Jews in 40 BCE. However, at that time Judea was under the control of the Parthians and Antigonus II Mattathias, a Hasmonean who had taken the throne. Herod launched a 3-year campaign, aided by Roman forces, and by 37 BCE he had captured Jerusalem, defeated Antigonus, who was executed by the Romans, and solidified his rule over Judea. Herod's rule, a reign of ambition and fear. Herod's reign was marked by both architectural magnificence and ruthless authoritarianism. Politically astute, he maintained favor with Rome, skillfully navigating the transition of power from Mark Antony to Octavian, later Augustus Caesar. He managed to retain his crown by pledging loyalty to the new emperor. Despite his Roman alliances, Herod sought to legitimize his rule among his Jewish subjects. He married Mariamne, a Hasmonean princess, hoping to gain support from the powerful Hasmonean faction. However, his relationship with the Hasmoneans remained strained, leading to tragic consequences. Monumental building projects. One of Herod's most lasting legacies is his contribution to architecture and urban development. He launched an ambitious building program across Judea, blending Hellenistic Roman and local architectural styles. Second Temple renovation. Perhaps his most famous project was the grand renovation and expansion of the Second Temple in Jerusalem, which became known as Herod's Temple. This was considered one of the greatest architectural feats in the ancient Jewish world. Caesarea Maritima, he built the port city of Caesarea on the Mediterranean coast, dedicating it to Caesar Augustus. The city featured a harbor, theater, aqueducts, and temples. Fortresses and palaces. Herod constructed several palaces and fortresses, including Masada, Herodium, and Machaerus, which combined luxury with defensive strength. These projects not only displayed Herod's wealth and power but also aimed to solidify his legacy and curry favor with both Romans and Jews. Paranoia and brutality. Herod's rule was characterized by deep paranoia, especially concerning threats to his throne. He was notorious for eliminating perceived rivals, including members of his own family. He ordered the execution of his wife Mariamne and her mother Alexandra, fearing their influence and potential claims to the throne. He later executed his own sons by Mariamne, Alexander and Aristobulus, accusing them of plotting against him. In his final years, he also executed his eldest son Antipater, just days before his own death. This pattern of domestic cruelty led the Roman Emperor Augustus to allegedly say, "It is better to be Herod's pig than his son," alluding to Herod's adherence to Jewish dietary laws, which prohibited pork, while still killing his children. The Massacre of the Innocents. In the Christian tradition, Herod is remembered for the Massacre of the Innocents, as recorded in the Gospel of Matthew. According to this account, Herod ordered the killing of all male infants in Bethlehem under the age of 2, fearing the birth of a future king of the Jews, Jesus Christ. While this event is debated by historians and not mentioned in other historical records, it aligns with Herod's known behavior and ruthlessness. Death and legacy. Herod died in 4 BCE, likely of chronic kidney disease and gangrene. His final years were marked by increasing paranoia, illness, and political instability. After his death, his kingdom was divided among his 3 sons Archelaus, Antipas, and Philip under Roman supervision. Herod's legacy remains complex. On one hand, he brought peace, economic prosperity, and architectural brilliance to Judea. On the other, he ruled with fear, violence, and an iron fist, alienating much of the Jewish population and earning infamy in religious and historical texts. Conclusion. Herod the Great was a ruler of extraordinary ambition, cunning, and cruelty. His reign over Judea left behind architectural wonders and political transformation, but also a legacy of brutality that has echoed through centuries. Though hailed as great for his accomplishments, the shadow of his tyranny continues to shape how history remembers him.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe our channel.